Yo guys, what's going on? Today we've got a new video on the Questa 300. I know you guys have been waiting for it. We've got the current build, this is what it's currently like, but we're missing something awesome. As you guys know, you can't have a Sabre without some metal. So we're going to put some Sabre parts in here. You can see that is what we're missing. We have other metal parts and other upgrades in this. So check out my other Questa 300 videos because there's much more to this than just the Sabre part. But yeah, so you'll have to get all this gubbins off here, all the accessories and stuff, and yeah, we'll get into doing that part. Alright, so we've got it all here laid out. Obviously it's the other way around technically, but we're on my counter and I'm facing this way, so we already have, if you check the other videos, there's going to be more, there's obviously other videos. This is like one of the last ones in the series, but there I have got, some other metal parts and stuff in here. And in today's video, obviously by the title you've obviously seen, we're going to Sabreize it. And this is what the parts come like. I haven't actually seen anyone show what the parts come like, but I assumed it would be assembled when I got it, but that's fair enough. But there's all the parts. And yeah. Just looking at the parts individually, it's very, very well made. Very smooth, there's no rough edges anywhere. I was expecting these parts to be rough, but they're actually really smooth. And yeah, the Sabre writing on there is very nice too. So I'd show these parts individually, just because you can see the quality then better before they've even been put together. Extremely high quality. See some tooling marks here. Very faint, but you can kind of see them. I don't know if the camera's going to pick them up. There's like little circular marks. It's okay, you can't really tell. Yeah, we'll cut to where I've sort of put this together, these parts together. I'm actually going to show you how to put it together. So you've got this end piece that you've got to slot in and screw it in. Now I actually had some problems with this bar. This hadn't been deburred on the edges of the bars. So I've had to like fumble with it for a while to get it to go on there. So these bars need to be more made sure they got deburred on the end really, but the rest of it's fine. So you screw that slot into there. That's your end piece that will go here. So that's that. And then to put this piece together, you've got to put this slot on here like that, and then screw it all the way through while screwing this piece on. So I'll do that. So now we have this together. As you can see, you have to slot it all through and then screw it down. The threads go all the way through to the bottom, but the screw that came with it doesn't make it through. And then this screw here sticks through way too far as well, in my opinion. So get your quality control right on that, guys. I mean, you're supposed to be known as the highest quality brand out there. I don't like that. I like my screws to be perfect size. And also the screws aren't even gold. So like if you do see these through the blaster, which I'm guessing you might see this one, it's silver. I don't like that either. I think they should be gold screws for how much you're paying for this. But yeah, that goes in there, and I'm guessing the screw will slot through here. I need to put the O-ring from the original one on there, so we'll get this apart, put this inside with the O-ring, lube the hell out of this, and yeah. Also, something that I included in my last video, but I'm going to bring into this as well, is this is an AK Blaster Mods part. What did it come with? Silicone lubricant. What does this not come with? Silicone lubricant. This is a metal part. You need to lubricate this, otherwise you will be wearing your entire shell out of your blaster. You'll be caving it out concaving it. So they even included lube for this, and this barely really needs lube, to be honest with you. Guys, you need to include lube with how much I'm paying for this. This barely cost me anything, and I got lube with it. So just a little gripe, but you know, one of the things I like to, you know, I'm honest. You know, I'm not going to lie about shit. So I feel like if you're known as this high quality brand and you pay and you're paying out the ass for stuff, I think you should at least include lube. But that's just me. So we take the shell off. You see all the internals that I've got. There will be some more, hopefully some more metal internals coming out soon. Honestly, I'm thinking if not, I might end up getting a company or making my own trigger that's metal. And I might look at these lubricants and also my O-rings and just check everything out. So everything's quite well lubricated. This is solid in here, as you can see, which is good. Yeah, there's a lot of lube in there. Just to check as well, I put some tape on this to make this a tighter fit. Yeah, that's much better. That's what you want. Okay. One of the known issues with this blaster is there is air leakage past the barrel. So you want to make sure you tighten your barrel up. And yeah, so the main thing we're taking out of here is this pusher. You can see it slots in there quite nicely, and it's okay, but I think if this doesn't have a tighter air fit, I think I might put an even tighter O-ring on this, but we'll see. So this actually splits into two halves, which is quite cool. So if you want to keep this, then, which I'm going to just as a spare part, you can disassemble it and break it down into a smaller piece because it is quite large. There you go, and just put the screw back in. Might be better to put it in this side. Yeah, and then that just fell out. We'll sort that out now. There. So this O-ring just comes off pretty simple. I'm just gonna push on it like that. Bring it out of its track if I can. There we go. Just slide right off. It's not a bad pusher, but I've already noticed there's a crack on here. So this pusher was out the way already. This was already a failing part. But we'll keep that just as a spare piece. Comparing it though, it's much less hollowed out, as you can see. This is literally completely hollowed out. This is solid. And the holes are actually different. There's 2 large holes rather than 4 like slots. And the back of the pusher is a little bit different. So you will notice the difference when you see this in the blaster, and there is significant weight to this. This has a lot of weight to it. There's the O-ring on there. I'm actually going to test this now with the gate because, yeah, that's much tighter. That's what we want. You can see this actually has some lock to it. That's what I kind of wanted out of this, because, you know, there we go. Yeah, because the other one is a lot looser, so the actual diameter of this is a little bit larger too. So you can see it locks into there. So that's really good compared to the original piece. The original piece just slid out. So I'll put that there for now, and I'm just going to look at this. Yeah, that's quite tight. It's lubricated, but it's quite stiff. There isn't really, yeah, there's no real play for air to escape. Okay, so we have the parts in now, as you can see. I realised I had this flipped the wrong way round. Just makes it easier to put the screw back in when it's time to put it back together. Oiled the crap out of it, oiled the crap out of the bar. It really does need it because it's touching the shell pretty much the whole way through the shell. So, yeah. Other than that, it's time to put the beast back together, I think. So, let's do this. I will need to put some more lube on that part. This because it's a new O-ring and the O-ring's quite dry, so it soaked up pretty much all of that oil. And now it's being funny. You can see it's very nice and smooth and also quite stiff at the same time, so that's what you want. And sandwich it up now, looks like. If there's any parts I'm missing, because everything else can be placed after. That's the cool thing about this, is that you can just put most of it in last, which is quite good. Don't forget to put the stock in. There we go. Just drops that into there. Now that's ready to just be put straight on. Yeah, we're pretty much ready. There isn't anything else. This will go in last. Line up the shell. Now, this safety is what causes people to have problems. It's actually better to hold the shell and put it together. Oh, the stock fell off. I'll have to sort that. Okay, so I'm noticing lines in here as well I never noticed before. These look like layer lines. I don't know if this has been printed and they've sanded off the layer lines. But that's really intriguing. I'm seeing layer lines in here. Like, there's loads here, this part there. You can clearly see that's layer lines. And then there's some there too, which they look like they've been buffed out. Really bizarre. I wonder if you guys have noticed any of this, or am I just high as fuck? I'm joking, but you know what I mean. I don't know, maybe just mispresenting it. But yeah, I just figured that out while I was putting the stock back together. Okay, time to button her up, and we'll see the results. Alright, we've pretty much buttoned it up, but goddamn, boys. Yeah, the shell's not liking being unscrewed that many times. I've probably done it the most out of everyone on YouTube at this moment in time. So, yeah, don't. It's fine at the moment. It's just the threads are starting to not be that great. So this is probably the third or fourth time I've screwed this together. Most of the screw holes are fine. It's just some of them. Yeah, we're pretty much good on that front. And we'll just put it back together now. So I'll put the barrel in first just to make it all easier. Oh yeah. So that's very tight. That's what you want. Okay. So I forgot the spring. Don't forget the spring. Oh goddamn. Alright, we're good. Kat disagrees. Of course she would. Okay, so we have it completed. It took me a while to get this figured out.
had air seal problems after, and I've fixed them all now. But the issue I have with this part, really, I mean, I've put all my accessories on now and I've put it into its sniper build, and I've put a rail on the side too. We'll go into that in a sec. First, it gets caught on my dart gate sometimes, and it's loose inside the blaster. It wiggles left and right. When it's fully primed, it literally feels loose, and sometimes it wants to get stuck. It definitely doesn't feel as smooth as the original part, which is surprising. I also lubed the crap out of it too, so yeah. Other than that, I think I may try another spring in this, some different springs, just see what I can get. This is hitting about 300 now. I'm going to try and get it to about 310, 320, just see if I can crank it up a little bit more, some springs. Obviously I won't go any more than what it can take. At the moment it feels like the spring has settled in. I've had it primed a few times. But yeah, I've got the optic on here that T-Pain gave me. Thank you, T-Pain, and it lines up with my sights. The sight is very close to it, but it does line up with the dot in there. And obviously this is the RGB one, so you can have whatever colour you want. I've got my lens shield as well, and my trusty sling, which pretty much goes on every build I've got. My custom rail, which I've fitted on the side here, and works like a charm. You can have it primed forward, and you can still completely use it while you're on here. You just, instead of holding it like that, you bring your thumb round. Some people may not be able to do that, just depends on your thumb size, of course. But yeah, I'll show you guys. I really do like the long mags in this more, but I'm probably going to get some of the worker mags that allow you to use the short darts that still have full size look to it, just because, in my opinion, this looks like the ultimate sniper blaster now. For some reason, in my opinion, this doesn't look as good. Some of you guys may think that looks better. I personally don't. I personally prefer the full size mags. You can see it still hits real good. Yeah, I think the part just needs some breaking in. I did use some red Loctite on there, so it doesn't move anymore, but it does wobble inside the shell, which is what I was trying to explain. It's loose in there. But we'll show you half lengths just to show you it still works as intended. You can see it really does slap. So yeah, pretty badass sniper. Definitely one of my favourite builds to date. I like its function, I like the way it looks. It's very nostalgic. But yeah, it's future nostalgic in my opinion. It's got the cyberpunk sort of aesthetic, but it's also kind of nostalgic at the same time. It's definitely got some weight to this blaster comparing this to the original one. With my optics, my lights, the metal parts all in this blaster as well. Yeah, this has got some weight to it now. If you're wondering what other metal parts I have in this other than the Sabre part that you've just seen, go check out my other videos in this series. There's plenty to watch, and I spaced it out on purpose so it wasn't overwhelming for you guys. You can watch it piece by piece and see it become the blaster it is in this video. And I must say, it kicks ass. And the accuracy was pretty good, but this scar barrel that was donated by Milo's Mods, shout out to Milo's Mods for sending this over, it really does help, definitely. And I think anything above 200 you really do need a scar, definitely, or a B car. But yeah, so I definitely rate this build. I rate this one a 5 out of 5 now. The amount of time and effort I've put into this, the performance is getting what I wanted now. Yeah, so yeah, I'm really happy with the parts used. The quality of the parts used are very good, and this now no longer is a budget blaster. It may have started out as one, but with the parts in this now, this is more of a Gucci blaster. Kind of like what people do with Glocks and stuff like that. Once you change it from its original form, you can't really just say, oh, this is just an X-shot long shot. This is a metallized version, and it's much heavier, much more powerful, much more solid than the stock form. You can snipe with this technically, nerf sniping of course. You know, you wouldn't be shooting 1,000 yards with this, but you can nerf snipe with this, and yeah, it just kicks ass. The thing I really like is how I can actually fold this down flush as well, with rear sight. But yeah, definitely a badass blaster. So if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to comment, rate and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.